Showing up, and today we got a special guest, Bryson. He's just getting into the world of shooting. As far as long range stuff, has done a ton of competing for 3-gun, but we'll let him introduce himself and then have some fun.
Hey guys, my name is Bryson. I'm 18 years old. I've been competing for 3-gun for probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years maybe now. And I'm just kind of moving into the sniper / long range games. Kind of had old X-Ring get me into that, and it's been a lot of fun, but kind of switching focus to do that, the tactical games, and a lot more physical stuff this year. But happy to be friends with Rick and be on here.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I wanted to ask you was, you've been shooting a little bit of long range, and you've been preparing for this match. You got a really good partner to work with, and kind of wanted to see what you got going as far as how you're preparing for the match. It'd be kind of cool of people to understand what it takes, and then talk a little bit about your fitness. You really been hitting the fitness side of things pretty strong. So
yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing to work on, especially coming from 3-gun, going from kind of go fast and focus on moving and shooting, just getting as many rounds off as possible, as quick as possible, to something where you can't miss. You don't have the time to get set. You don't have the time to, I misspoke. You have more time than you need. So I can get down on a gun and take a shot off in 10 seconds, and that's great. But with some of this long-range sniper stuff, you can't make those shots out to distance in 10 seconds. You need to, put a little more focus into it, focus on your breathing and all. Everything's kind of in one, everything matters per shot, rather than just, oh, this will work, it's close enough. You've got big targets. So it's a challenge to train for that.
yeah, and that's kind of what's kind of cool. I know I saw some of your Instagram video of you doing some weird positioning and shooting, and kind of give us a little bit of that as far as what you got going.
One of the big things for me is I want to put myself in the most awkward position possible. So if I can get into a competition and they say, okay, you're just going to shoot prone, or you're going to shoot from a rooftop, I've already done that easily. I've shot upside down, or I've done something crazy, so that when you get into one of those easier positions, it's night and day compared to the hard stuff. Kind of expecting the unexpected.
Very cool. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to be shooting for this match.
So I will be shooting the primary gun with X-Ring as my teammate. Well, more like me as his teammate, because he's the expert in that field. I'm going to be shooting a Masterpiece Arms 6.5 Creedmoor. It's topped off with a Leupold. I think it's a 6-20. I don't know the reticle, but I know it's very similar to the Tremor 3. I don't forget the name of it. But I'm going to be shooting that. It's a great gun. Gonna be a good time, that's for sure.
Very cool. Very cool. How about fitness? So I know you've lost a lot of weight since I met you. I remember when we were shooting 3-gun, and actually X-Ring had to sign for you because you weren't old enough to sign for yourself at the time. So you've been shooting a long time.
Yeah, I have been shooting a while, and we've gone to quite a few matches where I've either had to have him or some random person just say, hey, can you be bunt dad for a few minutes, and just say, hey, this is my kid. He's going to shoot this match. And a lot of the match directors know me as it is. So I'll show up and they're like, yeah, who's the excuse this time, But
I think when I met you, Bryson, you had your permit. So you had to be like back before 9 with the North Carolina laws. I don't know how the other states are, but he's like, yeah, I can eat dinner, but I got to be back before 9. So can't be past 9. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did that. Not gonna lie, there were some questionable calls on things I did back then as far as shooting goes, but we'll leave that one in the books.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get a little bird's eye view on what you've been doing. You got plans to be shooting soon before this match comes up? A little more practice, or feeling comfortable?
Definitely, definitely planning on shooting more. I kind of was just now getting over the flu, which that's never fun, but feeling a lot better. Hopefully, going to be getting out to the range either this weekend or very soon. Either way, just get some more time behind the gun. Very comfortable with it. Comfortable with different shots that I can take with it. Pistol's pretty easy for me. I'm not too worried about that. It's really just getting more used to my dope, memorizing stuff, and really just breathing. It's the hardest thing to take care of when you're shooting long range is just breathing. It's not for me. It's not pulling the trigger. It's not getting on target. It's none of that. It's just breathing, getting my breathing down slow enough to make that shot count.
Cool. Very cool. Well, we got someone in the side chat, not so much the side chat, but Ricardo and Sam. So let's pop these guys in. Oh, look, 2 shoulders.
It won't let the full screen in.
What?
I said it won't let the full screen in. I don't know what you guys can see. You probably have to go wide on ours. Yeah, there you go. It's better.
I don't know how to. Let's try this. Let me hit a different button. There we go.
Perfect. What's up?
So if nobody knows who the guy on the right is on the bottom, that is Sam. Good guy. Great shooter, too, by the way. So, Bryson, you got your dad here, Mr.
No, don't say that.
It was not my dad. No.
No, you got your partner here, so that's cool, Ray. We were talking a little bit about before you joined in the just some of the stuff he's been working on to get ready for the match and stuff like that. What kind of stuff have you been getting ready for?
I have been eating a lot, like a whole lot. So I've got to have some extra fat to be able to make this 30 miles. I did talk to somebody today, and yeah, we're going to do 10 miles a day, which that's not a lot, but carrying the gear and coming off of these holidays, yeah, I'm making sure I've got some fat to burn.
That's good. So you're basically doing the opposite of what Bryson's doing. He's actually training and working out hard and shooting and practicing, and I guess you've been doing some shooting. But
I've been eating as much as I can. What's up, buddy?
And Ray's talking to somebody. Sam, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
So what's that YouTube channel you have that you just started out?
I'm sorry, do it.
What's that new YouTube channel you just started a little while ago?
Trunk Monkey Reviews.
Trunk Monkey Reviews. There you go. All right. So what else is going on, Mr.
Glitching out.
Yeah.
You're glitching out.
Mr. Bryson. I can say Bryson, actually. I almost thought I was saying your last name for a second.
Not much, really. Just trying to get ready for this match, keep my grades up, and do good in school, and keep everything going the way it's supposed to.
Now, you do know Ray's going to have you carry all the heavy stuff, right?
Yep.
I'm prepared for it.
All right, so
he's going to carry both rifles. We're good to go.
Yeah. So let's walk through this. So first question would be for this match. Now, this isn't a ruck match. You get to go to a hotel the next day, right?
No, this is considered a ruck.
Is it a ruck? Okay, so you got to bring your food, you got to bring your water, all your ammo, your bags, and all that kind of stuff, right?
You need to boot the one guy, the Abdullah, on the comments.
I am. Bam. He gone. He's been blocked. Anyways. So you're not getting ammo for the next day, or are you? Tell us more. Nobody knows what it is here.
Okay, so basically, Bryce and I will show up with about, 50, 60 teams? I don't know what it's up to now. It's huge.
Something like that.
And it's a huge event. It's a great event. We'll show up with our packs. You have 3 different divisions. You have the mechanized division, where they basically take the 2 guys they hop in a trailer or a vehicle of some sort. Usually they'll do like a Humvees or something, and they will drive you from stage to stage. So if you've got an injury or bad ankle or something like that, you shoot the match, but can carry everything because they're taking you from stage to stage. They'll drop you off and you'll wait. So that's the mechanized division. That'll be the smallest prize table, if you will. The trooper division, Bryson and I will be shooting in, and that will be we show up in the morning. We usually start the ruck somewhere a little after 5 a.m. So you got to have a headlamp because it's going to be dark when you start out. And your first leg's going to be probably 3 miles or so. It'll vary. And then you'll get to the stage, and then the teams will take turns shooting that stage. As soon as you're done, you'll start on your ruck again. You have to maintain 19-minute miles, which is not bad at all. Your pack's going to be about 50 pounds in that division, and you have everything you need for that day. You cannot go back to your vehicle or do anything like that. You got to carry your water, your food, your ammo, and everything to get you through the day. But when you're done, then you're released and you go back to your hotel to meet back in the next morning. That's a decent sized prize table, but the biggest division is what they call the LRPR division, or the long range precision rifle, whatever. That is for 3 days. You have about a 70-pound pack. You have to carry all the ammo for the entire match. You never leave the property, and you have to camp out, and every single thing you use has to be taken with you, including your empty boxes and all that. That is the biggest prize table division because it's technically the hardest. I don't want to carry my tent and sleeping bag and all that other stuff with me. But that's it.
Yeah, no, that division is one of those where I'm a big fan of a nice soft bed and a warm shower. And
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and take that.
I'll do it, but I'm at the age now where, I'll do trooper. It has nothing to do with not wanting to do the LRPR, but it's just I don't like cold weather camping or colder weather or wet weather. And it seems like every single time there's a Bushnell elite sniper, it rains that entire week, like every day, 3 feet.
Exactly. That's funny.
50 pounds. Where's my ammo? I can't see the comments.
They want to know if Sam is the owner of the Remington 700.
It is. He is.
I am.
It is.
Oh, you just did something too. You added something.
Muzzle brake?
Which one? It's the control, wasn't it? Yeah.
I believe it was.
Yeah, he just added a control muzzle brake. We tested out in the yard, but haven't tested on the range yet. And I will tell you, it definitely reduced the jump on that rifle.
Shooting unsupported made a big difference.
I saw the video on that, actually. Not a video, but Sam had recorded it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it did its job well, actually, which is really nice. We just got to get Sam a scope.
I kind of
Actually, he
caught
does
the
all
tail
right
end
with
of what Bryson was. Yeah, I caught the tail end of what Bryson was saying. I am not going to shoot the SIG 365. I can't find a feel to hold it. It has nothing to do with the platform because I love the platform, but I think I'm probably going to just carry like a 17 and just call it good.
Yeah. Well, that's good too, because having the same mags, if you pull mags out from my pack or my belt or whatever, we both got the same stuff. So
Yeah.
You got a good question here from Harry.
To have the continuity.
How does the visibility affect the match with the rain? Ever had a shot that can't be made?
Okay, so rain does affect visibility, and I've seen them call matches for fog moving in. Let's see, when I did the Snipers Unknown, we got out to the range at like 7 a.m. and we couldn't even fire our first shot till like 11. Guys were upset. I mean, when you're out there for 4 hours in a field on a stage and you can't do anything because you can't see past 200 yards, I mean, everybody gets aggravated, but what's the match director going to do? I mean, it's not his fault. So you can't just say, all right, go home, we'll be back in 4 hours, because you don't know when it's going to lift. So in that case, you just have to go into standby mode, and that sucks too, because laser rangefinders don't work, any of that stuff. It doesn't work in the fog. It reflects too much.
Well, and you had that issue with the fog where we've been shooting lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
A lot of
well.
fog here
So
lately.
fog has a lot to do with it as well, just besides rain. Do you think it was more of a visual thing with the fog, or you think it was the air
No,
density?
there was a front moving in, and it was just changing everything out there. What do you think of the VG6 Epsilon muzzle brake for the 6.5? I've never messed with the VG6 Epsilon. I've reviewed a couple items. I think the Armorer's Locker had a VG muzzle brake on it, so I can't speak about that. Never tried it.
Nice.
Guys, to be fair, most of my stuff will have a Thunder Beast muzzle brake because I run Thunder Beast suppressors. So I still haven't determined whether or not I'm going to run a can for this event, but I'm leaning towards it.
It's easier to call shots and impacts and everything, is it not?
Yeah, it is, but it's extra weight that might or might not be necessary. I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence, but I think I'm leaning towards running it this year. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Running what?
We were talking about the suppressor or not.
Oh, gotcha. What's another couple ounces, huh?
It won't be
I'm
bad.
one thing, and it's going to get you mad. It's a toboggan, Rick. End of story.
There you go. Love it, Bryson.
That's what my son calls it. He's a Southern boy now.
I keep saying you can keep drinking as much sweet tea as you want. It's not going to change you.
Oh yeah. What's Bryson drinking tonight?
Water.
Water. He's the smart one.
Cheers. I'll drink.
SoCal says that VG6 Epsilon is too small for the Creedmoor. Works well on a Grendel. Appreciate that. He would know.
Yeah. Here we go. I'll put it up there. SoCal, if you want a link, type it down below. Talk some rifles or whatever we're going to talk about. I think Bryson's going to jump out here in a little while, so it's always good to have an extra face. Unless you're too busy working on your Jeep. Putting some new part on it or something. Or going to the gas station. Bryson,
is there enough light on us or no? I can't tell.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's all shining off Sam's head, but it's good.
It's more reflection that way.
No, we talked about that earlier. No, it looks good. I changed to a different camera. At least in my little square, it looks like it's working pretty well.
Yeah, well, I'm trying this on a laptop, and I'm usually on a phone when we do this, so it just looks dark on my screen.
No, Daniel, I didn't get the picture. I did not get the picture.
This is a good question, and I get a lot of. I've never had a chance to answer this because it always goes away. But Joaquin asked, "Does the suppressor improve on accuracy on long distance shooting?" It depends on the suppressor. A lot of people have made the comment. This is more than one. I've seen at least 4 or 5 of these comments where they've noticed that suppressors make their rifle more accurate. I do not agree with that statement. It really depends on the rifle and the suppressor combination. I know that Mike Willis bought a suppressor. I will leave it unnamed, but it was not a Thunder Beast. And he had it on his MPA, and he no longer runs it because it opened his groups up substantially. And it wasn't a cheap suppressor, but when he told me he bought it, I was like, dude, I don't know if I'd have went that route. And he was like, well, it's a good suppressor. I was like, yeah, I don't know if that's going to work well for you. And he doesn't run it anymore.
Huh. I know you get a little more velocity.
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, I mean, you got to try it. You don't know.
Yeah.
TB,
Well,
I
I
hate
hope-
regular Coke. I don't drink sugar drinks.
He drank some of this one time because I had an extra one and he was
Oh my
thirsty.
God, I think I actually got sick off of that, and I didn't even drink the whole thing. It's too much sugar.
Yeah, his body didn't know what to do.
Daniel said that cave looked insane. Yeah, SoCal was. I'm glad he did it with me, but he was not. He was not feeling that.
I am so jealous of that.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh wait a minute. He said I'm looking sexy. I feel pretty good now.
There you go. Got you a date.
Harmonics is the end story. That's true. It is harmonics, but not all suppressors are made equal. That's for sure. I've seen a lot turn something that shoots halfway decent into buckshot.
What is a good long range rifle under $1,000? The one Sam's got. Sam, why don't you tell us about that rifle? What do you got, Sam?
It's Remington 700 PCR, and it's less than $1,000, and they'll hold a 1 minute group at 500 yards. So I'm happy with it.
And to even spice it up a little more, the tightest group Ray's ever shot in his entire life was with that rifle.
No, it wasn't.
No,
That was the proof, I think, wasn't it?
No?
no.
Maybe it was that.
heated it
Maybe it
up.
was the PCR.
Yeah.
I can't show guns, but you know what that smacking is.
Yeah, that's some bullet smacking right there.
Yeah, so that video we did the other day, Rick, it really dirtied up the ballistics gelatin. There is sheetrock and everything else all in this, but I did remelt it last night. So yeah, that'll be a good test for 300 blackout.
Is that what those little pieces are? That you can
Yes.
see?
Yes,
That sucks.
I know it. But I want to do
When it's
5.56. What's that?
When it's melted, can you like run a screen through it or something?
I guess you could, but I didn't have a strainer and it was really hot, so I didn't mess with that. I just wanted to melt it last night.
Got it.
My wife was not happy at all.
Did it shrink up the house or anything?
No, it's not stinky or anything, but she's like, "You're gonna have to put that in there for how long?" And it was like 5 hours, and then I just turned it off and left it in the oven all night.
Now, does that stuff get thin enough that you can take a strainer and scoop the?
You probably could, but it's real gooey. It's like honey. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I like what SoCal said. He goes, "It's the Savage that he's trying to sell for under $1,000." Is that Savage, the funky one?
Here's a good question by Jackson.
Do any of you have any opinion on the Athlon scope? None. I know that
I've never looked through the optic, never messed with it, but I have heard good things, good reviews on it.
I know that Mike Willis really liked his. I know that AJ, Bryson, you know AJ, that's all he runs are the Athlons, but I have no personal experience with him.
AJ ran something else. I think
He was a huge Athlon guy for a while.
Is it Athlon? I thought it was. There's another company.
Not Mavic, or not the one that starts with an M.
I'll tell you what it is in a second. Gosh, it's very similar.
Hey,
So
Eagle,
he says
Addaball.
Oh, Addaball. Yeah, that's right. Addaball. He runs an Addaball.
Yeah, so I think the Athlon is a little bit less expensive because I played with one of the dots and I wasn't too impressed. But
yeah, Ken mentions that Mossberg. I don't have any experience with it, but maybe he can chime in and tell us because I've never known Mossberg to be in the precision rifle game. And if somebody just flat out threw two things out there and said Mossberg or Remington, I'm probably going to go Remington just from personal experience. I think Sam would be the same way because we shot Remingtons for work.
Or an Eagle Eye. I can't remember who had sent it to me, but he had he wanted to get that combo kit that you have for the scope mount and the scope that you talked about last night. So you should be getting an email or something from him as well. But yeah, that f3machine.com is where you get that mount. And it's really cool. Seen one, held one, got to play with one. They're very nice. Built like a brick. Very cool.
Yeah, I've got one right here. Hold on.
Is it on something?
No, I'm already looking out for that. Born at night, but not last night.
There it is.
All right, so this is the F3R machine. So it's, I mean, if you guys look at that construction, I've got the video already filmed for this, but the owner does not want it released until he gets his stock inventory up. This is $129, and it is solid. I can definitely tell you that.
Yep.
I've actually talked to him and about some things on, you guys know how I run that LRA off. Actually, I run mine vertically, so it's not sticking out. And I actually worked with Cody. He sent me some drawings, but how to mount that on this, because he's already got the holes at the top drilled and tapped, but he hasn't made provisions for 1913 rails yet. So, yeah, this is really cool. He's actually got some drain holes on this side. You see this? There's 3 on each side. Those are drain holes. He can drill and tap those and then mount a 1913 rail, and then you could put the LRA on the side. But yeah, this is normally 200 and some change. As soon as he gets his inventory up, and this is all USA made, guys. This is out of Wisconsin, and I think he's going to have these on sale for $129.
Yeah, smoking deal.
Yeah,
Especially
definitely.
for JP and the freaking Geisley and all those ones are like $300.
Yeah.
Or more. I wrote a song about it, WTF SoCal. That's right, I did.
Actually, SoCal says it looks like a spur. It actually looks more like an air attack. This makes a spur look tiny.
I got to put that up there. That's good stuff, Jim. You'll never get any work done. He was working last night. We were chatting.
I know, for freaking 2 hours. It was like, oh, we're going to do an hour-long chat. Next thing I know, we're 2 hours. It was a good chat last night. I enjoyed that.
It's always a good chat, Mr. Ray.
Good
Ricardo
host.
Ricardo.
I concur.
Ricardo.
He's got a link. Just click your butt in here and you'll be fine. He'll be on the night call list again. So what's everybody doing tonight? All these people out there. We've got 17 people, and you guys are probably too lazy to give a thumbs up, I'm sure. So I want to double check on the phone. Start yelling at you guys. Come on.
All right, so someone commented on a scope, favorite scope. I think it was TB earlier up. I'm starting to learn that you don't have to spend $3,000 to $4,000 to get a really nice piece of glass. Okay, I do not want to sound like John Mullally, but you guys know I'm a diehard Night Force guy. Always have been. I've had a lot of the Schmidt and Benders. I swore by those. But you're talking about optics that are $5,000, and then I had an issue with 2 of the Schmidt and Benders that were the USA SOCOM scopes, and those were a little over $5,000 each, and those would not track properly. Had to send those back to Schmidt and Bender. I had to get a little ugly, and then actually took that money, got a full refund, and then traded those out for the Night Forces. So I swear by those scopes, but a 7 to 35 is going to be over $3,000, more like 3,600. And then the 4 to 16s are going to run you 2,600. Well, then John started talking about these primary arms, and I am not an optics snob, but I had too many low-end optics go bad, where they just didn't track, or didn't hold their zeros. And I started playing around with these primary arms. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but there's 3 different lines. You've got that silver line, you got the gold line that they're getting ready to come out with again because they've rebranded it the GLX, and you've got the Platinum series. To be honest, the silver line is not for me. There's some things that I don't like about it. They sent me one in a 1:4, and when you start adjusting the eye box for the eye relief, your reticle will actually move up and down as you're moving it. Okay, because it's etched into the actual eyepiece. So that's a nix for me. I guess it's an economical optic for somebody that's wanting to get in a 3-gun. The gold line I was actually impressed with because I had a chance to play with one. The Platinum series, those are good optics. For all intent and purposes, and everybody's going to say, I can't believe he said that. I swear it's a Vortex Razor HD. I know it comes out of the same plant. The packaging for the boxes look the same. It's just, it says primary arms on it. So I know you can get that 6.5 to 30 Platinum Athena reticle. They have a ton of different reticles. Dimitri's, a reticle king. They're solid optics. And for $1,500-ish, you could buy 2 for what the cost of a night force. I'm not saying it's the same, because I know on the upper end of the zoom, it does not perform as well. So that's it.
Blue or purple hint, right?
Yes, it actually looks a little purplish. It has a blue tint that comes in just above 20 power.
And the parallax is a little tougher, and it's brand new. It could wear in a little better, but it's
stiff. It's very stiff to turn, and it's not like if you're in a hurry. Let's say Bryson and I were on a stage, and I need to go from a 100-yard shot to an 800-yard shot. It would take a second to actually grab it and get it to 7, because you're not. I don't care how hard you squeeze it. You can only move it so quickly, and it could be because it's new. But I've played with 2 of them in the last week, and I've got one on the other side, but it's on a rifle, so I can't grab it. But I'm impressed with those.
I would take that over it being real sloppy and loose, though.
Correct. Yeah, I'd rather have that option because it'll loosen up for sure, but it'll never tighten up. You know that.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of Black Hound. In one of the comments down there.
Jack, let's put this up here. Do you know anything about the Black Hound? Nope.
I think you're right on the money with optics, though, because you get high-end optics that cost a lot of money, and then there's lower end that's obviously a lot less money, but sometimes there's like a middleman with good quality optics.
Oh yeah, we got John.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I would agree with you completely there, Bryson, but there's been too much publicity on the positive side about the primary arms Platinum from Tibersaurus Rex, who has done all the tracking tests and everything else. Just me using it, I've had no issues with the Platinum stuff, even like their 1 to 8. I got to admit, I've kind of come around in the last year that you don't have to spend $3,000+ to get you a really good optic, and I think competition has really driven that whole market up.
Yeah, especially since most of that comes out of the same building.
Yeah, it's all Light Optics out in Japan. Either you're going with Shot Glass out in Germany, or you're going there, or Swarovski with Collis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
so
Bryson,
Swarovski snob a little bit there with 3-gun, because I love my Z6i.
Absolutely, that's a great optic. It's hard to beat.
now, what scope you running for that match, Bryson? You said it, but I didn't hear you.
Leupold Mark IV 6 to 20. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ray.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is, and it's got a great reticle. So regardless of what type of optic you run, it's all about the reticle. I do not like for what Bryce and I are getting ready to do in a couple weeks. I do not like 1/2 mil reticles. So as much as I love a Razor HD, like what Rick has 2 of them, and it is a great optic. That is a proven optic. I don't think that thing's ever dropped from like the top 3 in PRS. Basically, guys, if you have, let's say you're dead center here, and your 1 mil line is here, the only steady line you have is at 1/2 mil. And you can usually make those shots, but when the targets get really small and the distance is 500-600 yards, and it calls for, let's just say 2.7, you're kind of floating in between 2.5 and 3 mils. So I like 2/10 holds, or having 2/10 steady lines. Bryson's Loophole has that, and Loophole has a lifetime warranty. They make great products.
The easiest thing with the 2/10 is you can tell me, hey, you've got a target at, I don't know, 600 yards. And I can tell you, okay, 3.4. There's no guesstimate. It's there. There's no question as to what you need to do. It's in the reticle, and just squeeze.
Yeah. And then the gap between, let's say, 2.2 and 2.4, that's 2.3. So it's there for you. You just hold it in between the two steady lines. Jim has a great question, because this is the first time I've had someone ever ask this question in all my life. Not about breathing, but he's asked about full lung capacity or half lung capacity. I've never heard anybody say half lung capacity in my life. Okay, so I guess of all of us here, I would say Sam and I probably have the most experience with this stuff, just because with work in the past. And you guys don't know Sam. Sam was actually kind of like my boss, if you will, and in a long range capacity. Enough said. We either tried to do at the bottom of the exhale, or natural respiratory pause. It doesn't matter if it's at the top or if it's at the bottom. A lot of guys prefer the bottom, but it just depends on your position and everything else. But don't do anything in the middle. Don't try to do a half breath. Don't try to hold your breath. And if you do hold your breath, it's not the end of the world. I've shot some great groups holding my breath, but you don't want to hold your breath more than about 1 second, because how many seconds does it take?
Like 4 or 5 seconds, you start diminishing your eyesight.
Yeah, because you're cutting off that fresh oxygenated blood. So it's for me, it's whatever works, but I try to either do it at the top or at the bottom. And if I don't take that shot within a second and a half, I'm going to go through some more breathing.
Yeah, you and Sam kind of got me on the lung capacity, and I think for me, being at the bottom of my breath, once I've let all the air out, is when it's good for me to go.
Yeah, I prefer that as well. But if I'll not lie to you. Do you remember that day we did that drill and I smoked it?
Yeah, you held your breath.
Yeah, I got lucky. On that drill, if you get winded at all, I will start holding it at I'll start firing at the top. I'll get a lot of breaths in, and then I'm not holding I am, but it's just for a millisecond. It's just at the top. That's just where I am. Just depends on how much exertion I've been putting in.
Yeah, makes sense. What's this?
Yeah, that was a great question.
I noticed on one of Rick's long-range target sessions, he wasn't holding his breath.
Yeah, you don't ever want to hold your breath. I mean, you're already on the trigger. Think about this, Jim. You're already on the trigger. You've got your target. You're settled in. You're ready to fire. Just think about taking a breath.
You're just pausing.
And then right as you get to the bottom of that breath, that's about a perfect time to fire it. Not bottom. Think about it. Wait, because now you're holding your breath. Yeah, it's just at the natural respiratory pause.
How is JLUR SoCal doing tonight?
I don't know. I'll give him a call and ask.
Yeah. Sitting across from me about a week ago.
Yeah, I think you saw him a bit ago. He told me about that trip. Apparently, you guys had a good time.
Oh, yeah, but
Adventuring.
that was a great one. I loved it.
Yeah, sounded like fun.
I could do that all day long, over and over
We did.
and over.
4 days.
I could have gone another week easy.
Oh man, I would have had to have stopped off and got in the shower somewhere.
Yeah,
I know.
showers are overrated.
That thing doesn't have a shower?
I didn't bring it, actually. It does.
I was going to say, it's pretty much, there's nothing that you can't buy for that thing because it's already been bought.
Yeah, we were funky. Cold.
You
Yeah.
guys are always funky, Cole Medinas. That is
There's
true.
that.
All right.
No, we had fun.
That's cool, buddy. If I ever make it back to California, we'll have to go eat lunch again.
Yeah, sushi time or habit or whatever we decide that day.
Yeah.
You'll know I'll come see you.
Heck yeah. Appreciate that.
Hey, Sam. How's it going, man? Bryson, how's it
How you
going?
doing?
How are you?
Curtis Vector. Got any opinions on Curtis Vector? Doug B. Welcome to the chat.
It's weird because I've been smoking for so long. I don't know about you, Ray, but I have a really shallow breath. And going back to that question that was earlier regarding where do you pull the shot on the 90%, 15%, whatever lung capacity.
Yeah.
My breaths are so shallow that, I mean, I don't know if it's because I've been smoking, but I have, according to most doctors, I have enormous lungs. So I don't know if I'm actually taking shallow breaths or I have so much lung capacity that they just turn out to be shallow, but I don't really think about where I'm breathing during the shot. Usually I'll have a respiratory pause, but I don't consider whether or not it's at the top or the top of the inhale or the bottom of the exhale. I think it's more.
When the
I
crosshairs are
mean,
open.
most people, I guess, would say, you know, right at that respiratory pause between the exhale and the inhale. But I think it's more or less what you train to do and what works best for you. Would you agree? Or
No.
Sam's looking at you like this guy's a jackass.
No. Okay. All right. So, in my personal experience, you are exactly right about at the bottom of the exhale, right before you inhale. I do not like to take a shot at the top. Okay. I don't prefer it because I noticed personally that after about 1 point some change seconds, my eyes, I can actually feel it like this on my head. I mean, I can feel the blood. Yeah. Bryson's saying the same
100%.
thing. So I don't prefer it. Have I done it? Of course, because there's some times where time is of the essence and you don't have a choice and it just happened to be right then and there.
I'm not talking about like after you've exercised, let's say you just had to run 50 or 100 yards and then set up your rifle and take a shot. I'm just talking about like bench rush shooting or just laying prone at the range, just hanging out, shooting 1,000 yards. You still do the same thing?
Yeah. I always try to do the same thing all the time. And even Bryson, he's there shaking his head.
Yeah.
Roberts, hey, that's a good one. Don't close your bronchial tubes. So think about your breathing right now. If you don't literally close everything off and you just kind of like leave it open, that's when I like to take the shot at the bottom. That's a really good point that he makes there. You just don't want to hold everything. Now, the other thing is just taking a breath. That's going to change your body position and all on some of these long range shots. And so
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
you're going to pull shots just because you're starting to inhale. Your body position is going to change, especially if you're braced with pump pillows and everything else. The slightest little bit, your rifle's off 2-3 yards.
That's
Yeah,
I
your
love
chest
this
is
long range stuff
expanding.
because of that. Because you can feel, you get down in a position and you're going to shoot, and you can feel your heartbeat. You can,
Yep.
breath and everything goes into it. And like Sam was showing me the one day, tightening up your torso and everything to slow your heart rate down, slow your breathing, calm yourself. All that stuff, whether you've been doing physical activity or not, will change your shooting.
Yeah. Daniel has a question about Sam, who you are, and everything else. I'll let you do that. I'm going to go grab something real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Sam. I run a channel. I haven't done a video in a while, but Something Monkey Reviews. Myself and Ray's been friends for a long time, so.
He's at the house. They used to work together a little bit. I put Sam as a ninja. That's all you need to know. Right there. Boom. Sam is a ninja.
Sam's like that guy from what was that? Kill Bill, the guy with the huge, long gray eyebrows and the long, wispy beard. That Japanese fellow or Chinese fellow. That's Sam.
Bad Billy
That'd
429.
be-
Again. Again.
If you can dodge balls, you can dodge this.
So you got Master Shifu and that. Okay.
There you go. Exactly.
Hey man, Rick, next time you're here, we need to go to Paula and do some
Shooting.
long range brain surgery. It's too fun. I know that range too well now. There's a bunch of targets up there at 900. Remember by the Buffalo?
Yeah.
They actually have an 8 and a 6-inch spinner.
Really?
That yeah,
Nice.
it's kind of fun.
Yeah. I gotta
First you got to get you the
I gotta go
gopher
hit the gopher. Yeah.
at 600. Yeah, first.
Steel
There's
gophers
that.
at 600.
Yeah.
You just
That-
gave me all your shitty ammo. That's why I couldn't hit nothing.
Hey, I was doing fine with it. There's that.
I've been making a bunch of beautiful bullets.
I have a huge pile of that A-tip 153 grain Hornadies.
Hey, can you send me a bunch of this while you're there?
You can't find any?
No, there's nothing around anywhere.
I have about 35 pounds in the little box I got there.
Well, maybe you ought to give me 8 pounds of it.
Yeah, well, next time you're in town, if you want to try to take it on the plane with you, I'll give you 5 pounds to take on the plane. How's that?
Yeah, I'll try to smuggle it in. Sure.
TSA won't have a problem with it. They won't figure it out.
It's just
I
a belt.
I don't know how they can tell the difference between all the residue all over the guns and the actual unspent gunpowder. Blows my mind. I've shipped guns to the farm. Never had a problem with them. They swabbed the case and everything. So you should be good, man.
There has been so many times that I'll screw up. I'll put something in the bag that's not supposed to be in there, and they'll have to do the swab. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to pull gunpowder off my hands, guaranteed. And I'm just waiting for the alarms to go off.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, whew,
every time.
I made it.
Especially coming back from the farm.
Yeah.
Because I don't have an opportunity to clean anything. It's just like throw all the crap back in a box and send it.
Yep.
And they never have a problem. They always cut all my locks off. But is that one of the Star Wars things?
My new bipod I got. He's going to
get a little doll you have.
I just opened this up. This is
is that the Thunder Beast?
This is the Thunder Beast armed bipod.
Just send it to me. Send it to me. Send it.
So the guys over at Thunder Beast, I'm good friends with them, and Zach was able to send this out to me. This is about 2 ounces heavier than the Atlas. Okay, this is an Atlas BT46. This does have an Area 419 gold knob for Arca Swiss, so just disregard that. I love Atlas bipods. I really do. I have had zero experience with this one other than about 2 years ago. I had a chance to play with it at Thunder Beast's facility when they were developing it. It is a little wider here. So if you look at the spots here, so that means it is going to give you a little more stability over the, I mean, guys, look at that. Look at the feet, the difference. If you look at the gap here, you're probably looking at about 1.5 inches.
He's got broad shoulders.
Yeah, she got wide legs. All right, so
open it up.
You know what? This looks like the thing out of Star Wars that looks like a camel.
That's what I was just telling you. Is that one of those walkers?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so let's talk about what makes it different. It does have. I'm getting there. All right, so you got a quick release here. All right, so that's like everything else that you're used to. Where you can lock it out for your cant, okay, which is just like the Atlas. Oh, you muted my mic. Okay,
no,
great.
I did not. Keep talking.
All right, so let's say this is on the rifle and it's mounted up. What's nice about it that I hate about the Atlas is if this is on my rifle and I'm moving into position quick, I have to push this little silver button here. Now, the new model Atlas, they've made this button larger, but if you're holding the rifle you've got to push one side, and you either had to change your grip and do it with the other hand, or reach underneath and do this to deploy the other leg. Because there are times you don't want to pre-deploy those legs because of what you're having to do. The Thunder Beast has
That's what she said.
these locking arms. You see this? Now I'm going to show you what it does. What's cool about it is if I reach up here and grab it, it's just like a Harris. You see that? I did not have to do anything as far as pushing buttons to get that to release. Now it is locked at this point. So if I want to release it, I have to use that arm that I showed you. Okay. And some of you guys are going, well, I don't like it. It's just 90 and 0. It's not like the Atlas, because the Atlas, you know, I can.
Oh, it doesn't do a 45?
I'm getting there, brother.
Jeez, I'm gonna die of old age before this gets done.
So on the
would you speed it up, Ray? Come on, man.
Clear and concise reviews. On the back side,
Is this your review?
Yeah, it's a pre-review premiere.
Preview. It's a preview.
So there is a button on the back side of the leg. So if it is mounted, what you can do is press that button, and you can lock this into a 45. Hold on. Right there. See that? So I'll do the other one the same way. And what it does, it rotates the whole axis, and now I'm on a 45. Someone asked me the other day, does it have the quick deploy legs? She's happy. It does have the quick deploy legs, and this is set up like a Harris where it's got the notches. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The other thing that's cool about it is, if you guys, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. It has this really cool detach system, unlike the Atlas, where you've got to find something tiny to get into that little ball tee tent to switch the feet out.
Quarter turn.
Take this, and it's a quarter turn. Let me hold it. And then that comes off.
That's awesome.
They also have these really cool extensions. They sent me these as well. So I can make, so like this would be great out at VOD, because now I have a super long one that I can make longer like that. And then they also have the claw feet like the Atlas. And that actually has a
there you go.
Does it have negative 45 beyond 90?
It has forwards 45, but it does not have negative 45 to tuck them in underneath the rifle. If you do that, you can actually.
Can you just spin it?
No, this will not spin like that. So that's a great question. You can't run it inwards, which I rarely do anyway. If I'm going to run 45, they're usually forwards, because you're usually braced on top of a rooftop or something.
What if you need to be closer to the edge of the rooftop?
Well, that's when you just elevate it up more. I can't grab a rifle to show you. Killing me.
You got a damn answer for everything, boy.
We've been in those positions.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Ha ha ha.
No, look. SoCal's tail, cat's tail was like
meow.
Raise
I'm excited. I think I'm going to run this in the match, Bryson. What do you think?
I would.
It's worth a shot. It actually reminds me a lot of the Warren Skyline.
Yeah, I liked your Warren, but there's one feature on it that's a pain in the butt. You got to kind of hold your mouth just right. That's my only negative on that bipod.
Yep. So
you know what I'm talking about. You're like, you got to do this and this. Oh, well, hold on. Let me show you again.
Yeah. Yep. There's that. And then I like the fact that you can flip that down really quickly without hitting a button, because you do have to hit a button on the Warren.
Yep. Sam's taking his jacket.
The Warren you can lock in. I think you can reverse 90 it. That's the only thing you can do, but I've never used that on a rooftop before. I've used sandbags on rooftops. Every time that I've shot from a rooftop, I'll use a sandbag, or I'll throw the mag of the rifle over and pull back.
Yeah. I think it's $400, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a little less. It might be 3 and some change, but it's upper 3 and some change.
Yeah, but you get what you pay for when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the equipment that they're making this on and the quality of it. I mean, I don't know how good my camera is, but they actually flute these for lightweightness. I mean, they've done it right.
That's
And it was in development for over, like I said, I played with this 2 years ago in its prototype model. And they're not just going to release it because they want to hurry up and get the money. They're going to put the best thing out they can.
And it has a cant, you said, right?
It's $395. Yes, it does have cant and tracking. No,
Now,
sorry, no tracking. No tracking.
How is the cant? Does it have a lockout or?
Yeah, the lockout is right here. I don't know if you guys can see
It's
it.
got a paddle. I like that.
Yeah, and
It's
then
similar
this
to
like this.
Curious.
What's it made of?
It is aluminum. I don't know if it's 6,000 series or 7,000 series. I would guess 6.
Now, do they do monthly installations on those, or like,
No, it is $400. It is 14.5 ounces.
It's really not that much different than most of the Atlases then.
Yeah,
No,
it's only
It's-
2
it's a-
ounces difference.
And it's pretty much within the same price point as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom O?
I'm just glad to see so many options, man. I'm telling you.
That's cool. I like the extended leg deal because that's that place we shoot at. I wish sometimes that it was taller.
Yeah. Yeah. So what? I don't know if you guys that watch the channel at VOD, you're in the valley shooting up the mountain, and that's a horrible position when you're on your belly because it really cranes your neck, and a lot of people they have a hard time getting in that position, not only because of your neck but because of the tripod height. So, in a lot of times when we're out there, guys will have to take a sandbag and stick those up first before they put the bipod on, then to get the angle.
Yeah, and
Or
your
you use your
back
boots.
all cranked out.
What's that, Bryson?
Or you just use your boots. Put your bipod on your boots and shoot from there.
Yeah, there you go. That's
I
it.
tried that. I didn't even shoot. I just tried that position. I'm like, this is not for me.
It's
I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I couldn't even get my eye to the scope.
that's probably my favorite position out of all the shooting that I've done thus far. Because Ray's like, oh, shoot where you can't use a bipod. Bipod can't touch the ground. You can't use a sandbag. You can't brace off of anything. Go. And I'm over here like sitting down, trying to lean and do this weird position. And he gets over there and just, boom, here we go.
Bing. Yeah.
Hey, I share information.
You're full of information.
Can't take it with
Bryson,
me.
That's right.
Yeah, as long
is
as
right.
don't start watching our videos, we're good.
I know. Hopefully they don't watch this stuff. Red October's out there. Tom Olafson. Hello, hello.
Now, some of the other guys in that match were talking to me just recently, and they said, hey, I think if you guys ran out of ammo on day one, you'd still beat us.
I am going to have a good time. Bryson's a great shooter. He's got the age that, I wish I was still. Starting to hurt my feelings. No, but I think we'll do fine. Will we win it? Of course, I don't try to go into any match without thinking that I'm going to win it. I think there's some stiff competition out there. I know there is because I know some of the guys some of the teams that'll be there. I'm not expecting to win, but I want to win.
Yep.
As long as we make top 5 in Trooper Division, I'll be happy. If we do any worse than that, I'm going to be upset. Anything better, we
That's why I would never shoot with Ray on a team.
I agree.
Ever.
Oh, I turn into an ass. I mean, the friendly Ray goes away.
Wait,
Hey, the last time me and Ray shot on a team, we smoked those boys. Remember that?
We did, but we had a good time with it, and there was no prize table. But we did well.
We did.
I think I even got mad at you once or twice, but that's just the way I am. It's that competitive side.
I got mad at you more than that, I think. You kidding?
Exactly.
I think that's the thing too, is both of us are very competitive. We have that mentality of get it done and do it now.
Yes.
Versus let's just hold off, take our time with this. I think it'll be good. It'll be a good time.
Ray is not here to entertain you guys. He's here to inform you guys. Ray does not.
I have no entertainment value whatsoever.
He does not do any of the entertainment portion of this.
I don't know. That's not true. I've seen him take my tent up and put it down a couple times on the Jeep. It's pretty entertaining.
Hanging
Hey,
from that.
what did I tell you the purpose of that was, though, John? Why did I do that?
For information.
To learn.
Yep. To be informed. To get informed.
Yeah,
Knowledge is power.
that's
That's
right.
good.
I want to learn something new every single day. That is my goal every day in life.
Yeah. That's 365 things for the year.
At a minimum.
At a minimum, yes. Very true. That is nice. That is a nice bipod, and I really appreciate you giving me that. I mean, you didn't have to do that, and that's nice.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Let's see. I remember that time I was beating Ray, and he got mad at me. Tom Olafson.
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that either.
No. Oh, my brother-in-law Ray, not X-ring.
That's funny.
Tom, I really hate that bulletproof table did not work out for you. I had high expectations for that. I was wanting to see bullets trapped in that.
Oh, that would have been cool too. Man, we had cameras all over that thing waiting to get
Yeah,
some
we
cool
did.
video. Stuff happens, I guess. Ray mode.
The slugs in it were pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Yep, they were.
That was cool.
See, I need a shirt that says Ray mode. Nah.
To activate feed Krispy Kreme.
That's it.
Yeah.
I had Dunkin' Donuts today. I didn't do Krispy Kreme. They brought them into work. I couldn't help myself. Plus, it was McCoy's birthday, so they had a huge birthday cake. I think I ate half of it.
That means you're ready for the match then.
I'm kind of glad I wasn't there.
Yeah, you would have to eat cake.
No, I wouldn't have had to eat it. I would have turned it down. Just
Hey,
like
do we have a hotel room yet?
yes, I started to. I still have to confirm it with them, but I did book it.
Any tips on
Jackson, you take that. Sam and I are going to step out in a minute. We got to go check something in the back here. We'll be right back.
I want to go check something in the back.
You can check something in the back in your garage, can't you?
And any tips on instructing my son to shoot better with the scope? What? Oh, you don't even
That's
want
Rick's favorite thing right there.
He's on key.
I give him so much shit for owning that thing. Any tips for instructing my son to shoot better with the scope at 100 yards or more, other than keep practicing? Is he shooting on a bipod, laying prone on a bench, standing there offhand?
What is he doing wrong? That's kind of a really open-ended question.
That's true. You're so smart, Soko.
Whoa. Details.
Oh, the details. Tom charges them 100 a night. Hotel room is Tom's tent. Ray needs to sell sunglasses on Patreon. X-ray specs.
I can't believe Ray is like making Bryson be his secretary and book all the hotel rooms. He's probably making you get movie reservations, dinner reservations, figuring out where you're going to get breakfast and all that stuff too, huh? Sounds familiar.
We went to Pro-Am and I drove and I booked. I'm not gonna. Pro-Am was fun, but yeah, no, it was good. I did book the hotel. I did figure that stuff out. But yeah, I think
Ray will tell you that he's too busy to do all that stuff, but the reality is, no.
I'm a high school student. I don't have time.
Right, exactly. This is an adult who doesn't have to go to class or do homework.
I work, I go to school, and I shoot.
Yeah. Ray Ray wakes up, drinks Diet Coke, and then he goes to sleep. Pretty much all day long. I've seen him do it. You've seen him do it.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we're waiting on Jackson to find out more
I
information.
will say by far, I am jealous of the Jeep. That is the first time I've ever seen a Jeep and been like, all right, that's a trick setup.
You two can
I didn't even know that's where I was going to end up. Honestly, I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to buy a Jeep. My wife and I have like this little condo in Sedona, Arizona, which is like this big off-roading kind of area in Arizona, and we went out there to hike and explore and whatever, and kind of burn out on that. And like we went there, and we were like, we need to get a Jeep. And I was just thinking I was going to buy a Jeep, and we can go and take the Jeep there, and it'll be great. And then I got bigger tires, and then I got this and that, and now I've got this friggin' monstrosity that fits in my garage by that much.
Yeah,
Kind of
You
ridiculous.
have that much even.
I think it's funny because people with me is like, I got a truck, and a truck is great. I can have this, I can have that, and slowly with shooting more and more, I've got so much crap in that thing for shooting. Like you can literally open the back seat and there's 60 targets and 4 rifles and all this crap, and they're like, what is this about? And it's like, well, dude, you get in the game and you're stuck.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't intend on making the Jeep what it is. It just kind of happened.
Sometimes good things happen.
I knew that was going to happen, SoCal. I knew you were going to deck that thing out.
The good thing is that there's literally not much left to do.
There's no other part available.
There's no other part available unless I get like an LS5 or a Hellcat or something like that to stick in there, and I ain't got time for that.
Let's help Jackson out here. So he's trying to get he's got his kid shooting off a bench with a bipod, shooting AR in 5.56. So 100 yards. I think that's what it said.
Yeah, you said 100 yards.
Hopefully he's got decent ammo,
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought too. I mean, if you're shooting just, generic ammo, you're can't really expect better than about 2 MOA anyway.
With crappy ammo. All right, I'll be back. Ray, you got a question there? Somebody. I'll be right back.
I don't know what the question is.
So there's a guy out there that's trying to teach his kid how to shoot an AR at 100 yards more accurately using a scope, doing bench rest. And I'm trying to find the question. I can't see it. Anyway, the gist of the question is he's just trying to make his son a better marksman. What tips would you give the boy?
Are there any specific issues, and what type of groups is he shooting now compared to what you can do with the rifle? Those are some things I would need to know first. I mean, if you can shoot the rifle and it holds a 2-inch group and he's shooting it and it's holding a 6-inch group, then we know it's him and not the rifle. But is the rifle capable of holding a 2-inch group or 2-minute group? Those are some things I would need to know first. I'm also a little more apt to start someone off on their belly because it is the most. It is going to be the best position. If you take someone's groups from what I've seen, and even though a bench feels really, really solid, I know this is going to go against what the bench rest guys say, but when you're starting someone off, I think getting them on their belly first is better than putting them on a bench. Because you have so many issues of people getting close to the bench, they're breathing, it's adjusting where they're at, where they're putting their body, all of this other stuff. I like to go off the ground first. So I don't see any other comments to that.
Shooting from your torso and legs and everything.
Yeah. So Sam, you guys might have heard that. No, he's got me muted, or no?
No, I heard Sam talking, but I couldn't really understand what he said.
What he said was, go ahead.
One thing when you're shooting prone, It's a better position when you're starting out because your torso, your legs, everything are relaxed. It's less movement, less support you're having to do with your body, hold it in place and everything else. So it might be an easier position to start out with.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's really critical for seat height. If he's a younger kid, especially like when I was starting Ella off, it was, you got to get the seat height right, because now it puts their body in the wrong position for the tabletop and everything else. So I prefer prone.
Yeah, I agree to that because my issues has always been that everything's too low because people are always smaller and I can't fit.
Yeah, that's it.
I know that feeling, brother. All the rest
By
of
the
these
way, I forgot
midgets.
to mention, on that Thunder Beast, you can buy multiple extensions. So if you need a super long, you can put that on this as well.
Now, do they sell them in different sizes or are those same height?
They were talking about it, but I know that you can put multiples of these together.
Yeah, I want one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but also like on there's a couple manufacturers now on a lot of rucks. If you guys do any type of mountainous terrain or elevation change, a set of trekking poles. I probably got 4 sets. I use a lot of leaky poles. I assume that's how you say it. They make a huge difference when you're climbing mountainous terrain or have elevation change, especially with a pack. There are a few companies where you can use your poles for bipod extensions, and they'll actually lock on. Just something to think about if that's something that you need. I'd see where a hunter could use that.
Do it come with lockers and like a sway bar disconnect, or?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and even a winch on the front of the rifle.
Perfect. I'll take one.
Okay, I can shoot 1.5-inch groups with a rifle. He shoots 6-inch groups. We are shooting 69 SMK from Defender. All right, glad to hear about the Defender, Jackson. I appreciate that. Okay, so have you ever tried to do ball and dummy rounds to make sure, because just the sheer noise can get a lot of younger shooters or even older shooters anticipating the recoil on that just because they are so loud. Even though there's not much recoil, maybe start loading him up and see if he's doing anything. Put some dummy rounds in there, or if you're a reloader, just load some up without a primer and without powder and load him into the mag when he's unsuspecting. And, when he shoots that, it's the third shot down, watch and see what he's doing with his trigger, his anticipation, and see if he's influencing it. Bryson?
Yeah, I probably say exactly the same thing. The big thing I see with a lot of shooters is a lot of younger people, especially people I would say newer to shooting, not have to be brand new, but a lot of people jump just because of the sound. It's so loud and they're so surprised because of the blast.
Correct.
Working the trigger.
So that'd be the first thing I'd start with. The next thing is because kids have such small faces, where his spot weld is, or their spot weld is, I don't know if we're talking, I think it's the sun, where their spot weld is, if they're lifting up to be able to look through the scope, that's not that turns that cheek weld into a chin weld. So you might want to do something with that. I know on a lot of our team guns we had
Actually use the piping foam that you get at Lowe's. You get a foam and some, of course, some soft. Get some soft ones, cut them about 6 inches long, and you can put them on top of each other. And when you're done, you just peel them off.
And so another thing I want to mention, guys, is like true work guns that you are using for work, not for, I'm going out to the range or anything like that. They're ugly. Okay, they're ugly guns because they have to fit right. You're not going to see MPAs or things like that out there. These modular chassis systems have changed everything. They really have, because you can do the length of pull and all that. I remember back in the day in the, late 80s, early 90s, we were having to go to companies and we were taking saber saws, jigsaws, and cutting out the length of pull to adjust these Remington 700s or like an M24 system or something. But Sam wanted me to show you. I always keep this. Like I said, Sam and I used to do a ton of training. This is nothing but a box of dummy rounds. And it is a huge box because I have every caliber known to man in here. And you can either buy these, which are kind of cheap, but they're going to know that orange one's in there. So that was one of those things where we're like, all right, well, that kind of breaks off, so we'll use these. And you can buy these where it's an orange tip. So we took it a step further, and what we started doing was reloading our own, and it was real ammo, but no primer, no powder. Everything was right, but there's a reason why we paint these, because if you have a dummy box around long enough, some dummy is going to throw a live round in your box. It happens. Fortunately, we've never had an issue with it, but we do have some in here that if we have some guys that have a lot of experience, we'll load the dummies up and they look like regular rounds. But almost all of these have been painted with fingernail polish with pink or black, so that we'll notice that they're dummy rounds. And we have everything in here from shotgun dummies to 22 to you name it. But dummy drills are great, especially for setting up malfunctions and clearing drills. Okay, I don't agree with air gun and pellet trap. Air gun is completely different because an air gun recoils forwards, especially with these higher power ones now. You can be very accurate with an air gun. I've never put one on the channel, but I think I've got a Benjamin that's a really nice one. But an air gun is a completely different technique and process for shooting than it is a rifle. I will argue that with anyone. Trust me, it was a big learning curve for me because I tried to shoot it like a regular gun, and that doesn't work too well. Those guys do a lot more free recoil, and how they grip the stock is different on an air gun. And I know they're extremely accurate. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yes, no, maybe?
I don't really.
I think
I don't even have an opinion about that.
That's what 22s are made for, I think. Cheap ammo, good practice, especially iron sights. Start from the basics to get good form, and then kind of work your way up, run a scope. Or start with the scope, but it's all about fundamentals, really.
I would start them out on top of a shipping container. I hear you. TB's got a great question. If somebody wants to go first, I guess Rick.
Let me read it. Question for you all: What was the very first long range rifle you have used in competition shooting?
Let me go first. Let me go first.
Go
Because
ahead.
my answer will be the shortest. Never shot competition. Done.
Bam. The first time I shot long range was with X-Ring, and we shot out to 900. That was my first time long range, but it wasn't a competition. But it was I think it was the AI actually.
Are we talking about a competition amongst friends, or are we talking about real, honest to God competition? Because Ray and I have competed one-on-one with everything out to even a mile, but never in a real competition where points counted and you actually got to win some stuff at the end.
There you go.
Bryson?
It depends too if it's like long ranges in like past 600 yards or within 600 yards. Because within 600, 3-gun stuff, I've done that. But past that, I think the first rifle that I had shot long range, not in a competition, was a Barrett 50 cal, and that was just because they were at a match, and that was the first time I made an impact. I think out to like 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. My very first competition, I can't talk about the competition itself. It was a very big competition, but I was shooting a Remington 700, and I had a Leupold Ultra on it. This was back before the days of the Mark IVs. They used to call them Ultras. That was my very first one, and it was chambered in 308. I no longer own any 308 rifles. I sold every last one of them. I used to have a ton of 308s, but since I discovered, and it took a long time for me to get rid of it because I knew that cartridge in and out. But once I kind of saw the light with the 6.5, I just got rid of everything.
I will show you this, Brad. This will make you proud. This sheet goes with me everywhere I go.
And you're just learning it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. That's what it takes. Knowing the dope, knowing the gun, and it can vary a little.
What's your 700? Is it 5?
4.
What is it?
4.4.
Oh, your gun's running faster than mine.
Yep, and faster than Sam's.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm at 5 at 700.
Yeah, I think his MPA and my AI are running about the same velocities because I think I'm holding 4.4 on mine, somewhere in there as well. And, we're all shooting the same ammunition, but yeah, they're definitely running a little faster.
Now, are you gonna run your reloads, or do you have to run the ELD out of the box?
Who are you asking?
Yeah, that's for him.
I'm running the ELD boxed ammo just because I can get it pretty cheap right now, and I've been ordering it by the case, and it works for me.
Nice. Okay, good. Well, let me have all your brass.
I keep all my brass.
Yeah, I need your brass.
No, you're not. I reload too now.
Oh, you're reloading now?
No, I've always reloaded. Dude.
Well, you're not shooting out of the box then.
Well, I'm using boxed ammo, but I'm saving my brass so that I can reload it when I have the time.
He's not reloading yet for
Got it.
6.5.
Okay.
Reloading in the works.
Yeah, he's building up his inventory.
Nice.
Okay, so Jackson says he's tried to have him shoot with the suppressor, but he doesn't like the gas blowback. I just got an RPR and 22 long rifle, so we'll give that a try. That is a great thing. The 22 RPR, I am thinking about picking one up. I actually mentioned that in last night's chat. I want one of those. I think it'll be a great trainer. Yeah, I've got the Anschutz rifles that I shoot a lot, but those are single feed, single shot. I want something where I can be working the bolt. I've got some other ones as well, but I want that RPR to be able to do that with. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's me playing this thing.
No, this is you working the bolt on an RPR.
Yeah, it's like,
I have an RPR and there's a blast. It's so fun.
yeah,
It's the best
but I do
$500
want to
ever
address
spent.
one more thing, Jackson. I guess it's a direct impingement gun with a suppressor. That's what I'm assuming. If you have a piston option, that'll help with the gas, or try to maybe look into getting a suppressed bolt set up. There's a couple companies that have adjustable gas block bolts, and they make a huge difference. I run the Gemtex exclusively, but they're really hard to find. But there's another company I think that either picked up that patent or something. I cannot remember the name of the company. It looks like a B logo, and it works very well. It has 4 positions as opposed to the Gemtech that has suppressed or unsuppressed.
Uncle Dan. What was your guys' first centerfire caliber and rifle you guys bought, and how old were you all? First one I bought was a 30 carbine, and I was 18, right? As soon as I could buy a rifle.
I think the first rifle I bought was a Ruger Mini 14, 1991, whatever that's worth.
What do you got, Bryson?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have yet to buy a rifle. I have won rifles legally at the age of 18. And that, I think the first rifle was a American Defense, just a standard mil-spec rifle. I won a bunch of stuff for it. It's just super basic AR platform rifle. But first centerfire that was mine, I was 7, and it was a 243.
Little hunting rifle?
Yeah.
Sam?
Mine was a British 303.
Wow. Nice.
Classic.
Mine was an M14.
Very nice.
M1A1. 308. When I was very young.
Nothing like starting off with a big bang.
Yep.
No, the first rifle you bought yourself, not you got for yourself, like were given.
Yeah, your first rifle you bought.
First rifle I bought, That was so many hundreds of rifles ago. I couldn't tell you. I really don't know.
All right, you failed and
You,
disqualified.
yeah, that's one strike.
You're
Yeah.
getting demerits.
Yeah, my memory's not that good.
It's better than mine, and I can remember that crap.
Yeah.
I still have that Mini 14 floating around in the safe somewhere. It's
I
not
still
worth
have
a
my
shit.
A1
But
carbine. I ain't getting rid of that. I don't know why. I never shoot the damn thing. Maybe I'll do a video on it.
Okay,
Bill,
the
that's
first
only 429. He likes all. He's like, I'm glad you're getting all the stuff out of the closet to bring out. Maybe I'll bring that.
you know that sheetrock test we did the other day, Rick?
No, I'm too old. I can't remember anything. Remember?
No, I mean I'm just trying to let you recall. You remember that black 1911?
Yeah.
That's the one that I said I will die with, and that can go on with
Yeah.
my daughter or whatever. Yeah, that was my very first firearm. Period. 45 ACP, and I still have it to this day, and it will never go anywhere.
That's awesome. That is a nice pistol.
Yeah.
My very first firearm was a Remington 870 20 gauge.
That's what your son's is 20 gauge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, I still have the same gun that my dad gave me. Well, he didn't necessarily give it to me, but I learned to shoot with it. I think I was about 9. I don't even know what the model is. It's some old Colt, like weighted match grade 22 long rifle pistol, but still have it. It's definitely older than I am. But yeah, I'll never get rid of it.
The first gun I was given was a Marlin Model 60 22 long rifle. I probably killed, I don't know, 300,000 squirrels with that thing. I can't believe the barrel still works. That's all I ever did. As soon as I got home from school, man, I grab a freaking handful of 22 shells and go blast ground squirrels.
That was back when California was cool.
Yes, it was.
Well, no, that was like right at the beginning of the end. Now
Yeah.
it's not so great.
I'm intrigued by this thing because I can't use it. Okay, so this is a Killer Innovations. The reason I can't use it is I don't have a Gen 3 Glock 19. All of mine are newer models.
Send it out here, buddy. Oh, send it out here. Oh wait, no, I can't. I can't have a threaded barrel in
I
California.
have one on the way. Okay, so what's really cool about this, guys, and
There's
I'm not
nothing
into
cool about that.
Oh, it's super cool.
No, it's ugly as hell.
I don't care about the looks. I can always Cerakote it. Okay, so the barrel is made by Killer Innovations, and it has these raised ramp areas that the barrel rides on, so you have less friction. This is threaded.
I'll be right back.
Okay, and then if you look at the chamber right here on the very top, you see how it's milled out? So with all these guys doing all these Glock customizations, this was really cool by them to be able to do that because there's really nothing like it. And a lot of people are getting on this comp on their, dang it, I'll break my computer. They're, putting comps on their carry pistols. That's not going to be me because this will probably have a suppressor on the end of it. But the way they've machined this, you can see the different chambers. And I hate set screws, but there's 2 set screws, one on that side, one on the other side, but you don't actually set those in. The way they've done it is it uses their barrel system, which you see that little U-notch right there I've got in the reflection?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so what this does is when you place the barrel in here, it indexes on that set screw. Now there's a little bit of play in here because I haven't put this threaded piece in this. So once I put the threaded piece in this, I'm going to take out some slot. I'm going to back it off. Now I've indexed it. Now what I do is on the other side, I don't know if you guys can see this. This has a spring pressure and this is knurled. And what this will do is this actually tightens down. If I weren't holding that down, you guys would hear it ratcheting. You hear that?
That's
How it's
genius.
ratcheting.
Yeah.
So now Yeah, from an engineering standpoint, this is awesome because now I have zero play. It's self-centered. It's completely perpendicular, and there's no movement or slop. That's cool.
This is exactly what I said. Check this out.
Yeah. But, Rabbi, that's exactly what he said.
Oh, that's freaking hilarious. That's awesome. Good job, Rabbi.
I'm going,
I love it. That's what I'm talking about right there. I'm putting it back up there.
I'd sport that.
And the $1 million question is, dun dun dun.
Wait, I had to, well, that way you'd have to shoot it like this.
There you go, like gat style.
Yo.
No, it is it is an ingenious way of installing it. I got to give you negative points for that color, though.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy change. I can send that off to DLC and have it in a week. Isn't that right, Bryson?
Yeah. Oh, you can just throw it in the tumbler and turn it silver.
Yeah. I don't look at things on aesthetics as much as I do the engineering prowess that goes into it. That's what's the cool part for me.
I have had
How many feet pounds? How many?
I've gone after something that looks nice. It's like, oh, this is great. And then 2 weeks later after using it, it looks completely different because I use it.
Exactly.
Hey, I just want to say somebody made a comment out there that Ray's over 50. He's actually not. He's
I'm
literally
right
the
at
youngest person in here except for Bryson.
No, I'm older than Rick, aren't I? Or
Yeah.
yeah, I'm older
No,
than Rick.
I don't think so.
You've got me by 6 months.
He's 6 months older than me. I always give him shit about it.
And John, you're 6 months older than I am.
All right, so just me
How
and
old
you,
is
Sam. Old guy.
Sam's younger than Ray.
How do I look? 100?
Sam's
Sound like
younger,
a Chrome Dome.
Sam's younger than Ray, right?
Holy shit! I guess I'm the oldest guy here then.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
I
are.
don't know if
So,
I'm right.
All right, I'm gonna go now. I gotta
Yeah.
go. It's nap time.
All right, Dad.
see you, Gravy.
Hey, what's up, Gravy?
He's leaving. Bye.
I was kidding, asshole.
Let's see. Yeah. All right. So what do we got here? Did you guys read this one? First center fire was Tika. M55 standard 243 win bottom 90. Man, that rifle shoots. Very nice. All right, moving on. Dude. Yeah, you can sharpie it up. You know what? I could camouflage paint it for you, Ray. There you go.
Not happening. I've seen your
With
work.
tape.
Yeah,
That's
Uncle
tape.
Dan said, nice engineering, but I have zero use for break on a pistol, just makes it longer and louder. I'm going to unfortunately disagree with that. I'm not going to have a break on a carry pistol at all, but in open shooting, and Bryson, I'm going to let you take over from right there.
Okay. With a comp on a pistol, you are completely changing how that gun shoots. I don't care what kind of comp it is or how many ports it has, it is going to change how the gun shoots. So much so that it feels like you're not shooting anything at all. The 9mm open gun that I got to work on the comp design on and everything with that, that gun shoots extremely flat. It literally at this point will only push into your hand. The muzzle will not rise whatsoever. You can literally just sit there and watch the dot every time. So as far as just making more noise, that's you're really not looking at the capabilities of the firearm at that point.
Yeah. So really good comment on that. And I agree with him. And this is where I'm going to kind of draw the line on it. I would never carry a comp or a ported barrel for a concealed carry self-defense pistol. That is me. I don't like ports. If I can't control that muzzle and I need ports, but I'm not going to use it. I've done enough night firing. I don't want it going on. Okay. That being said, now we're going to switch over into the competition world. So like this competition that Bryce and I are going to do, depending on who the match director is, sometimes they allow red dots. I think they're allowing red dots on this one, right? I'm not shooting a red dot. I'm going to run irons because Bryce and I will probably outshoot most guys just using irons rather than a dot for the most part. But some of them will allow comps. If all you've got to do is throw a comp on there, and I know you might say, well, 9mm comps aren't that effective. They are effective enough. So That's my take on it, but that's just me.
Yeah. 9mm comps will work really well depending on the gun that they're on and depending on the ammo you're shooting. You can say 9mm, and that's kind of a broad spectrum term because you can throw a 9 major round in there and say that it's going to shoot the same, and it is not. You put a comp on it and a 9 major shell versus something like just a standard, NATO 124, you're going to get a huge difference in recoil and everything else with the gun.
Yeah. You do have backup irons on that, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I want to shoot
will
with
take this off before the match.
I wouldn't shoot with you if you didn't.
I probably will take this off before the match, though. Just in
You
run.
did hear that Willis, both of his red dots went out on his pistol and his PCC at the last Falling Steel match last weekend. Both of them.
Who made his red dots?
No, they went out because the batteries went dead in the middle of a stage on both of them. He was like, "Can you believe it?" I said, "Yes, I can."
Yeah. Well,
That's
I
not
do like the fact
two
that
dots.
Hollow Sun has a solar panel on it, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so you say solar panel. Do you remember Trijicon used to have that big optic that was for 5.56 that had the solar panel on it?
Yes.
Those things, I have never seen more optics go out than I have that thing. That thing, I think they quit manufacturing it because there were so many problems.
They did.
But John would be the solar panel guy.
Yeah, he's a solar panel guy.
I like Hollow Suns. I ran one on my PCC last year and never had an issue.
Are you talking about solar panels, like actual, like photo
Yeah, he's got photos.
collection, or is it just the little window that illuminates the fiber line?
No, it's got solar.
Actual panel.
Solar.
It's actually charging. Yeah,
Little
I wouldn't
flashlight.
trust that as far as I could throw it.
No, those Hollow Suns, we've tested those, and believe it or not, they do pretty well. But when Trijicon tried that with their solar panels, it didn't work too well.
No.
It's kind of like your watch. It has a solar panel, but it's the size of a fingernail.
Yeah,
Actually,
not even nice. Yeah, exactly. Makes the battery
Daniel,
last like an hour longer over a week.
Daniel said 10th will be the difference between first or fourth place. Yeah, some of these comps are that close. And so in a competition, anything that's going to make you faster, yeah. I mean, if they allow comps, I'm going to run it.
Raptor, baby. Run that Raptor.
Yeah, I just got to. Okay, this is a bad. You know what? I'm not even going to say it. Just forget it.
Okay.
He was going to make fun of me.
It has been misplaced, and I don't want to take one off of one that's already set up because it takes so long to set one of those boogers up. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of time, but I don't know where it's at.
Misplaced, huh?
Is it in the garage?
Bryson, you know where it's been misplaced.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I had a Mystery Ranch pack and a Vorn pack. You remember the ones that you and I reviewed, Rick? Well, a bunch of that stuff got laid at my office, but then it got moved. And so right now there's this mad dash to find out where this Raptor is because, that's 6K that's just walking around somewhere. But we know where it's at. Bryson and I know where it's at.
Yeah.
I think I know where it's at, too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do, too.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Raptor.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you ask him for it?
I did. We can't find it.
You can find it.
No, you don't understand how many boxes I'm going to have to go through. But if worst case scenario, I'll pull the one off the proof that I reviewed in the video, but it's already dialed in, but I'll pull it off of that and put it on it.
I was going to say, because that Raptor is going to make everything easy for you because you can get all the
and you.
It's not going to get used on that proof anyway, so just yank it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to sit there.
It doesn't need to be on the proof.
No.
Let's just add 10 pounds to it and see what happens.
Yeah, there you go.
Put a rock on top of it. All right.
Or take the proof, send it to me, and then take the Raptor and give it to Bryson. I always wanted one of those.
My whole thing is, I don't know if that Raptor will fit in the pack, in the Everly stock pack.
I would make it.
Yeah, it will.
You'll find a spot.
It will, because I can fit the LRA in mine, but I take it off just to be safe anyways.
Yeah, but see, I can't take the Raptor off, and it sits another 5 inches higher. And you got to remember how it sits
How
in the
wide
Everly
is
back. I've got it around here somewhere.
No, how wide's the Raptor? Like, I know you've got lengthwise, like with your scope, but how wide?
No, it's the tall. It is the grip, the action, the spur mount, the scope, and then the Raptor sits above that another 4 or 5 inches.
I think you'll be fine.
So that makes the whole package like that tall, and you've got to get that in the Everly stock.
We got some more.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. I used to have one of those things, and
We're all
you got
slow.
about like what, 10 inches?
It's as fat as it is long.
Cut your
what she
grip in
said.
half.
Don't milk
That's
Bryson.
what she said.
Don't milk the.
Rick, you don't know me, do you?
Oh, you got so that last time I got trolled, you like bounced off there so quick.
Yeah.
Remember that? That's different though. I'm just glad you're still here, Bryson, because
It's late there.
you're a little 20. I could probably be on for 20 minutes. You're at 140 right now, 1 hour and 40. So I appreciate it. All right, what's the next question?
I'll be
All right,
right
what do you
back.
think about the linear comp, like the Kaw Valley, no timing issues with it? I don't know. For pistol. West Covina.
What did he say?
Nothing. I hit my head.
Oh,
This is the best quote of the
I
night.
didn't know they made things that low.
We're
Everybody
regular.
hit their head.
You little ninja. That's funny.
He must have walked into the stairs because nothing else is that low in his basement.
Ding.
Done that a time or two.
Oh, now we got those lights hanging up in there, SoCal.
Does he have them?
He's whacking crap out of his head every time he walks around.
Yeah, I hit my head on those things so many times before I got rid of them. I'm happy he's got them now. It's the curse of SoCal. They're skull magnets. Skull magnets.
Skull magnets. Yes.
Now that's a good linear comp. This one is by SLR Rifle Works. This is not a rifle, but I like that. But of course, he said pistol. He's not referring to this type of pistol or machine gun.
Well, tell us the difference. The linear comp just brings it out the front, and a ported comp brings it out the top, right?
Correct. Or the sides. A linear comp just straight forwards. So that way, if you've got something short or if it's under the handguard, it can extend it out. But this is a good one. Got about 3 of these, and they work well. They're proud of them. That's titanium, but I like that comp a lot.
We need to put that up against the because isn't that a 5-inch barrel?
Yes.
I got a I think it's a 7.5.
No comparison. Your 7.5 will smoke this 5 all day long. The only thing this 5 is good for is up close and personal and through body armor. That's it. You can hit steel at 100, but it's tough.
Got it.
It has a hard time stabilizing the bullet, and you got to play around with bullet weights.
Hey Ray, why does your basement look like a store?
I don't know. It is not a store. I don't run a store, but this is just where I kind of keep all the ammo, or not all the ammo. Rick knows, because I got a whole other thing over there that nobody ever sees. But this is just the stuff that's loose, not in cases. And I've just got it organized by rifle, pistol, rimfire over there. It's just this rack was here when I moved into the house, and I was like, this would be a perfect place to keep all that stuff. And that's how it turned out.
It holds all your trophies pretty well too.
Yeah, I can't get any of the tall ones over here at all because the shelves are too short. So up here, these are the tallest ones I can get. But
yeah,
anyway, as long as they don't fall, we'll be good.
Yep. Here comes SoCal. What is that? A wine holder thing now?
Yeah, he's got a wine rack in there. A couple of them.
I don't remember that being there the last time I was at his house.
He didn't hear. He's got one under his stairwell too.
Was that wine rack there when I came by? Is the new SoCal?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Not there. It was, but the last time you were here, my kitchen wasn't destroyed.
Oh,
so
you're
that was
still
actually my
working.
dining room, but my dining room doesn't exist
Yeah,
anymore.
that's right. You got flooded out. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So actually, I mean, not that anybody gives two. You know.
All right, Bryson, come up
Family-
with a question.
All right.
Come up
Hold
with a
on.
question.
I don't need to
put me on the
complete my
spot.
sentence.
Come up with a question, buddy.
How do you struggle with not having good eyesight?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
Right.
you, whoever.
I need readers when I'm reading. But like the other day I was impressed by Ray, because Ray wears, when we're doing close up stuff, you know, or reading something, he'll have some readers on, like those ones. But when he could see that grain of sand, which was a 10-inch target at 700, I could not see anything. I mean, I could see it, but like I don't know. My eyes are getting a lot worse than when I was younger. I had great vision. I had like really, really good vision, but now my close-up stuff's hard to see.
This is only for a telephone. And the reason I haven't worn them all night is because this is the first time I've done a chat on a laptop.
Yeah.
I don't need these unless I am trying to do editing on the phone, which is how I do all my videos, or I'm following the chat because the comments box is so small. So, like I said, this is for the dang phone.
Tom says you can put stuff on the top shelf so Rick cannot play with it.
Hey, you see my druggie thing? It's going right here.
Yeah, I ain't gonna mess with that stupid thing.
Bray's putting away the pipe.
You should put the bipod up there so I can't reach it. That'd be something I'd want to mess with.
Yeah, but I can reach it, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
If you're shooting a 3D blackout and you use a linear comp, will it soften the loud sound if you're shooting at an indoor range? People complain it's too loud.
It is
I
still
said a
going
little
to be loud, but it's not going to be like a true muzzle brake. The muzzle brake and the side blast, depending on if it's ported or if it's to the rear, those are what really make it loud. The linear comp, in my opinion, will help, but it's still going to be loud.
Yeah, it's a comp. There's no taking it away from it.
If you're shooting indoors, did it say indoors? Yeah, it's going to be loud anyways. Everything's going to be magnified. Wait,
yeah,
I clicked on the wrong one. Here's a question for you about your class stuff.
700 yards is the maximum that we're doing on that range. In Pennsylvania, that is going to be 1,000 yards for the class. How many rounds? Right now, we figured round count to be somewhere around 140 to 150 of precision rifle, and you're not going to need that much for the class. It's not going to be a crazy round count, but we just want to be safe when we start having some more free time in the afternoon to work on positions and stuff.
There you go.
That's something funny I see with guys now shooting long range, going out and shooting 100, 200 rounds of ammunition to practice long range. I don't really see a need to shoot that much. I mean, for me, and you kind of got me on this trend, 50, 60 rounds, that is a good day of long range training. That is a lot of shooting. It's a lot of positional. That's a lot of everything. And people are going out and wasting the money on that much ammo. You really don't need it.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. I think
I'm going to agree with Jackson. I don't do indoor ranges.
The last time we shot, I think I only shot 21 rounds. The time before that, I shot 50. But
when we were in Vegas last year, I brought tons of ammo and brought most of it home.
Yeah.
The 2 days we went shooting pretty much all day long. I think I personally, and I was sharing my ammo, only went through maybe like 120 rounds.
Yeah.
But between like 5 guys. Now, granted, we were shooting everything somewhere between like 1,200 and 2,000 yards, but I mean, it's not a speedy thing. You get on the gun, and it takes a while to center yourself and get relaxed enough to shoot something 2,000 yards away.
Well, you had a 25-mile-an-hour crosswind too.
Well, that was on the 1,200 day. That wasn't so bad, but the 1 mile day, that was a little easier. Well, I wouldn't say it's easier, but it was a little more predictable, I guess. Best way to put it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got 10 minutes, and we're gonna have to wrap this up because
Hi, Uncle Dan. I think he's in the crowd now.
Uncle Dan just left. Oh, Daniel, yeah.
Yeah, I know he watches my channel. He was saying, take deep breaths, get more oxygen to the eyes. It is always good to practice good breathing, no doubt about it. I don't know if he's coming in late or whatever. We talked about that for quite a while, so that was good.
I saw him earlier, or maybe it was last minute. I don't know. I've been doing chats every dang night. It's kind of fun, but
yeah, you have been.
You are the going live kind of guy.
Is your name Frank or Rick Strange?
Yeah, it's Rick Strange.
Hey, I was on his chat and it turned into a long range chat, and it was, believe it or not, it was fun. I enjoyed that.
I'll listen to his chat every once in a while. 1,000 yards, that could be very interesting. Class, the longest range I have access to is 300. Yeah,
I'm gonna just, before anybody says anything about long range shooting, this is what's going to happen to you, because I've never really, before I got my AI and my MPA and the Savage, I didn't shoot anything beyond 300 yards. And when I met Ray, what it's been like maybe 3 years now.
I'm always the troublemaker.
Yes, you are.
I got into long range because of him, because he made it look pretty damn fun. And once I started shooting anything beyond 1,000 yards, just be careful what you're getting into, because everything else is going to be boring and dull and slow and uninteresting. I'm warning you, just saying. If you shoot a mile, 1,000 yards is going to be boring.
Yeah.
It's going to be dull. It's going to be slow. Just don't get into long range at all. Just stick with your pistols and your ARs. Only shoot to like 500 yards, and you'll have an interesting life. But once you go to 1,500 to a mile, just everything else is just boring.
He's absolutely right. This conversation, this topic, somewhat came up a couple nights ago, and it was about practicing. I don't practice much, and I think it's because of what John just said. The last time these guys just commented on how many rounds they shot, the last time they went out, I shot 15 rounds out of my AI. That was it. 15 rounds.
Here's what Ray does, just so you guys know. He puts his stuff down, gets his rifle out, goes, all right, da da da, and he goes straight to 700.
Da da da.
Bing! Then he'll shoot a couple other ones. And he's like, he puts it back in the bag.
Well, I usually start off. I like to start off cold bore. Bryson was with me. We were out at Clinton House. Took it right out. Boom, 1,000 yards. Hit right off the bat. If you can do that, that's when I feel real confident in my equipment, my abilities, and everything else. And then I might work on, okay, we're going to go 3, 5, 8, 1,000. And I'll do a real quick, just boom, 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 and just crank it out. If I make those, I don't want to waste ammo. I'm just one of those. I don't burn a lot of ammo. I shoot more ammo doing these stupid videos for my channel. I hate to say I'm stupid, but I shoot more ammo doing that than I ever do in real life shooting.
That is 100% true.
Yep. And
I have to talk Ray into doing just a video just so he can get ready for a match, even though he doesn't know he's got a match. Like, hey, let's go shoot some pistol rounds.
I always confirm before a match, though. Always, no matter what.
I don't know how, like, when you go to Ray's house, I'm only there like once a year, maybe if that, if I'm lucky. And when I go there, it's like, he's like, you want to shoot some guns? I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. and then we target shoot for like this, plate rack and a couple of, poppers for like 45 minutes. And he's like, all right, you want to get something to eat? Okay. Yeah, I guess we're done. Never get to shoot anything fun. Never get to do anything interesting. Everybody else gets the cool stuff, but I just go out there. It's like I'm the Bojangles and the ice cream guy.
You gotta bring donuts and you gotta bring Diet Coke, and that's all you gotta do, and you're good.
Yeah.
I bought a case of.
Do you guys want to set up go to Utah and do that 1 mile milk jug competition?
Not really.
That'd be fun.
Shooting milk jug.
How my cold bore shot is. I haven't shot since the other day. My shooting partner, he's been busy.
Yeah, I have been kind of tied up last couple of days, but I'm free the rest of the week, so we'll figure out something. But it's raining.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's supposed to be 2.5 inches, right?
Something like that. Crazy amount.
Give them think about yourself.
I want to get out there to Wyoming this year and see about shooting a match out there. I think that'll.
Well, I've already told the guys at Thunder Beast that you and I were planning on coming. So Zach is he's all cool with that. I think that's in June. The only thing that can be an issue with that is, now that I'm with Microtech full time, I will be at Blade Show, of course, and then there is something else that same month with Microtech. So I got to figure out if that's going to work for us.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell on Bryson. Bryson also does some work over at Microtech as well.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of.
Hey, I need to, next time we talk, remind me to ask you the question about the thing with the engraving.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that's. Are you guys going to the NRA show this year?
Yeah, I'll be there. I have to be.
Okay. I want to be, but
I want to be too, and I got to be somewhere else.
I don't think that I'm high classed enough for that.
They want to know what your farthest shot you've shot out to, Bryson and Ray.
You go first.
That'd be 2K for me.
It'd be confirmed 1,000 for me.
Yeah. John would also be 2K, right? Somebody asked who you were, by the way.
Yeah, he's just fucking around. He knows who he is or who I am. Was it 2K? And when we went out with Dimitri and KB and the little fella, what's his name? Fit for Fire. And there were some other people out there. I'm not remembering everyone, but
Pierce
was there. Yeah,
of
course. And I think they accidentally put the target at 1860 instead of 1760.
Yep.
So, I mean, we could call that 2K, but I think it was 1860. But hey, whatever. I can't believe Fit for Fire, we put him behind my gun. He'd never shot that gun ever before. He's never shot long range before. First pull, ding, the little flashy light went off. It killed me. Beginner's luck.
Oh, did you bring the target marker deals?
Yeah, those what are they? Magneto speed, those little target actuation things. Yeah, those things are handy. You can't hear anything at a mile, especially when you're out in the desert and the wind is either blowing away from anything but blowing towards you. There's no way you're going to hit or hear the thing hit the target at a mile. No chance. Not even a click. I don't know. Maybe Ray can. He's bionic, but nobody else would.
Oh, yeah. Very true.
I wonder why he bailed. It's probably because I contradicted him.
No, it's probably because his wife might have jumped on the
Oh, she's watching Netflix.
Netflix. He was looking at it
Like, story time.
it was locked up, so he'll probably be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Like Val. Nah.
Where's everybody else from? You guys asked where we were from. Bryson's North Carolina. Ray's from North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina.
No, you're
WTF
not.
Cal.
You're not. I'm from North Carolina too. If Rick is,
He's from South Carolina.
I'm from South Kalalaki.
But I'm wondering where everybody else is from. So why don't you guys tell us where you're from? Doug B.
Oh, I got sniped. No, not Ray.
Let's see here. Doug B's from the internet.
I'll tell you what. All this long range talk, and I think Bryson would, and both Bryson and Rick would agree. Now that Ray is not here, we're a bunch of amateurs in comparison to that guy. But I will say that with the right equipment, shooting long range is pretty damn easy.
Yep.
It's a lot easier than you'd imagine it to be.
I got really lucky by getting into long range because I won my MPA. So it cost me a dime to get the gun. So that was one of those things where
there's $3,000 behind you didn't have to spend.
Yeah,
exactly.
The only cost was an optic. I had a sponsor for a bipod. I had a sponsor for an optics mount. I had sponsors for all that stuff. So really it's just, buy the optic and you're set. So I think, having the right gear is really important. And a lot of guys think, oh, you got to spend $1,500 on a rifle. I don't agree with that. And there's quite a few guys who can, be my witness. And Rick knows one of them, Jeremy, was there. I have a 13.5-inch AR platform rifle that I shot out to 700 yards, literally sat there, ting, hit, ting, hit. What's the target at 700 at VOD?
700.
What's
10 inch. It's a 10 inch by 10 inch.
So 10 inch by 10 inch with 55 grain 223. And that's not that long range, but to be able to do that stuff just by having, quality equipment and having a little bit of know-how, it's not rocket science.
Yeah, I mean, if you can shoot I would say a 5-inch steel at 25 yards with a handgun, you're already qualified to hit a steel target at 1,000 yards with a rifle. If you have that, all the trigger control, breathing, stability, it's all really just a matter of that level of know-how.
Yeah,
you can hold a gun that still and have the trigger control. That's all you really need.
Yeah,
you can do. That's like the building block right there that you can expound on in any direction.
Yeah, you can't rush it. There's no, especially and I'm not trying to jump this on myself, but coming from 3-gun where everything is rush to something completely different where everything is time consuming. You've got 5 minutes to make these shots count. You really have to be smooth and consistent and basically go back to the basics of shooting. With 3-gun and Rick's seen me do some of this stuff where I'm running in a position, getting there as soon as possible and holding my breath and ripping rounds off. I was very much one of those guys who was accuracy by volume, and going into this stuff is just really going back to the basics. Hey, you got one bullet and you got to make it count. It's fun. It's really enjoyable. And I think a lot of people can get into it if they take the time and the focus to slow down and get to that point.
Yeah. I got to agree. Why is his screen small?
All right, they're back. Let's change the subject.
My computer died. So
I hope it wasn't that Apple. You didn't kill it, did you?
Is your phone this way or that way?
I have it horizontal.
Really?
Yeah.
For some reason your screen's smaller than the rest
No,
of it.
it's the StreamYard cropping thing they got going on.
We were all the same earlier.
So I have to use a work computer now. So they gave me a yoga. What is a freaking yoga? I hate this.
I'm wondering. There's that yoga.
Yoga
even makes that?
where they put you in
Is
weird.
that IBM? Is that like a Lenovo Yoga?
It's a Lenovo, yeah, IBM Slash, but they said you can't use your personal computers anymore. So I was like, all right, whatever.
I can get you around that. I know some guys who knows a guy who can get you in some computer stuff. There's that.
Yeah. So apparently, just because of all the sensitive engineering stuff, they request I do everything on this. And I was at home and I was like, well, they just issued it to me this afternoon. And they just got it all set up. And it's got all this crap on it, but I hate a PC.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up because it's been 2 months and 6 days and 2 hours and 5 minutes. But
wait a minute. Hold on.
Everybody's showing up.
Stick around.
See, you say that, and I'm still, I don't know. Oh, that's John.
That's it. That's John. Stick around.
Oh, I get it.
That's a Big Meat Sunday. Stick around.
All right, Bryson and Ray, good luck on that next match. SoCal, stay safe in California. See you soon. Sam?
They don't have guns. They're safe.
Hey, can everybody in the comments section tell Sam to make some dang videos for his channel?
He was on a roll there for a while.
I know.
He did a bunch of really good ones, and
but
then all of a
open
sudden
heart
he went
surgery
silent.
can do that to you.
That's true.
Oh man, would you have to go and do open heart surgery for it? Don't they like lean on you to be at the hospital a lot or something?
Yeah, see, Blue Healer knows.
Well, he only put it off for 2 years, 3 years,
8 years.
8 years.
Wasn't the
years.
patient rather like, so Sam's a surgeon and he was going to do open heart surgery on this person and they made him wait 8 years? That's not very cool, Sam.
No. Sounds like
No, I know. I'm just twisting words around.
Canada Medical.
I'm just being a dork. Never
They
mind.
were like, "You cannot wait any longer." I'm like, "Go, Sam. I can't carry your ass." He's bigger than John, I think.
He's thicker than John. Yeah.
Yes.
What?
He's got more muscles than you.
Well, yeah, he's probably bigger. I just have a big gut. I only weigh 240 pounds.
If this guy goes out on me, I'm sorry. I got to leave him behind. I can't carry him.
You can cut him up and drag pieces.
that reminds me of a story about a bear.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. There's nothing to see here. Let's move along.
Yeah, what bear? I don't know what you're talking about. It's a big stuffed bear.
All right. So, anyways.
When you went at the fair, yeah.
All right, Bryson. Say goodbye.
Bye. See y'all. Thank you.
You guys have a good night.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Don't
This
hit
thing
the button, Bryson.
This thing cut off at the end.
No.
Have a good
stay
night,
on.
everybody. Stay safe. Like, share, and subscribe to all these great people out in the comment section. Talk to you later.
Stick around.
Stick around.